Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. I know that I've not been able to do this cricket show on a regular basis, and as I promised you, I said we'll have a look back at the week that happened in the World Cup. So let's have a look at the World Cup matches that happened. The last broadcast that I did was on 25th of June, so we are looking at 26th of June where certain matches happen. So we are going to have a look at that. So let's looking at the 26th man and just before I go into the previous also, I would be talking in a bit of a depth at India actually suffering their first ever defeat of the World Cup at the hands of England today, which also sees semi-finals spot. I mean, Sri Lanka have been pushed out of the World Cup now, with India actually losing to England. So let's have a look at some matches. Now we are looking at the 33rd match that happened at Birmingham this week. So as I said, this is just a sort of a week roundup of the World Cup here, as I have not been able to come on even though my show is a daily cricket show, due to a lot of home commitments, I have not been able to do this cricket show on a regular basis, which I do regret that I have not been able to do it. But as I always told you, my Twitter is always there. I tweet I tweet about cricket on Twitter, and also you can go to my website cricket status.com, where I actually put on my very short blogs of cricket, I would say. So let's talk about the 33rd match, which happened between New Zealand and Pakistan. Now, talking about this game, if you look at the summary there, as far as this particular game was concerned, just looking at it right now. So New Zealand Pakistan, as you know, this match was really a wonderful match. It was a very crucial match for Pakistan. I mean, if they had lost against New Zealand, that would have been curtains for them. But and also if you look at it, it's not about that particular match. I mean, Pakistan, it was a must-win match for them, and they did win it, which was good to see, with Babar Azam and Haris Sohail playing a very good role, which was pretty good to see. So that was as far as that match was concerned, which, as I said, we are talking about Pakistan and New Zealand, and New Zealand actually suffered their first ever defeat in the World Cup 2019, when they lost against Pakistan. But one has to say it was a wonderful match which happened at Manchester in Old Trafford, where New Zealand made 291 for 8. Sorry, we are not talking about that match. We are still on a different scale here. So New Zealand versus Pakistan was played at Birmingham on 26th of June, where New Zealand made 237 for 6, batting first, and Pakistan won the match by 6 wickets, with I think it was, if I'm not wrong, it was Babar Azam scoring a century, Haris Sohail showing his class there, which was good to see. So as I said, New Zealand actually suffered their first defeat of World Cup 2019. As far as the next match was concerned, it was the 34th match, which was played between India and West Indies. And India and West Indies, since 1983, when India lifted the World Cup for the first time ever in its history, was playing after 36 years. They were meeting West Indies in a World Cup. And I have to say that India really put a very, very good show. They made 268 for 7, batting first, and the West Indies were rolled out for 143, the spinners and the pacers playing a great role. The 35th match that happened at Chesterley Street in Durham was between Sri Lanka and South Africa. It was totally one-sided. The Sri Lankans were bowled out for 203, and South Africa had a walk in the park victory, with registering a 9-wicket win. As far as Afghanistan and Pakistan was concerned, Afghanistan running Pakistan very, very close At one time, after Afghanistan made 227 for 9, they reduced Pakistan to 156 for 6, I suppose, and the 39th over. And well, it all looked like it was going to be sort of a gloom for Pakistan, but Pakistan managed to survive that with Imad Wasim playing a cool hand with 49 runs. And as I said, when the pitch was spinning and when Imad Wasim was not able to pick up the spin, it would have been ideal for Gulbuddin Naib, this Afghanistan skipper, to have brought in Samiullah Shinwari to bowl his leg spin bowling instead of Gulbuddin Naib taking the ball and bowling himself, which resulted in the when Afghanistan losing yet another opportunity. They came very close to upsetting India, as you remember, and now they came close to upsetting Pakistan. So at least Afghanistan, even though they could not win a single match in this World Cup, I think they can still be proud of the fact that they ran India and Pakistan very close. 37th match that happened was between Australia and New Zealand, which happened yesterday. And for Australia, well, they were at the ropes at 92 for 5 at one stage. New Zealand definitely were under control, but after that it was taken over by the anchor man Usman Khawaja and the other bloke Alex Carey, who has been looking very impressive with his batting in this particular World Cup, and he made a very attractive 80 odd runs. And New Zealand definitely found the going tough. Nobody could get a real handle on the Aussie bowling, with Mitchell Starc picking up 5 wickets, Trent Boult taking a hat-trick in the Aussie innings, and New Zealand were bowled up for 157. Mitchell Starc definitely the toast of the World Cup, one could say, as far as the bowler is concerned, as he had 24 wickets to his name, and is just 3 wickets shy of the All-Australian record, which has been held by former Australian bowler Glenn McGrath with 27 wickets. And you know that Australia have still 2 more matches to come. They are already into the semi-finals, and they would be hoping that, I'm pretty sure that Mitchell Starc is going to break that record in this World Cup 2019, and what a moment that would be for Mitchell Starc. The other match that happened, which I'm going to look at right now, is between England versus India. Now, India suffered their first ever defeat in the World Cup 2019 when they lost to England, the host, by 31 runs. It was all set up by the England opening pair, Jonathan Bairstow scoring his first century in a World Cup, and Jason Roy coming back from injury, showing his wares as well. And both of them very cleverly negotiated the bowling of Bumrah and Shami, and then they turned it on big time against the Indian spinners to put them out of track, and that's what precisely happened. England went on to a total 337 for 7 by batting first. Jason Roy making an attractive 66 of 57 deliveries, 7 fours and 2 sixes. Jonathan Bairstow is the first ever century in the World Cup for Jonathan Bairstow. 111 of 109 deliveries, which included 10 fours and 6 sixes, clouted of the Indian spinners. Joe Root was out for 44. Morgan trailed to the bat, was out for 1. Ben Stokes took it upon himself to score a very robust 79 of 54 deliveries, which included 6 fours and 3 sixes. Butler made 20, and 337 for 7 was the target. Probably one could say that the Indian bowlers really, Bumrah especially, bowling extremely well to actually see to it that England did not exceed the score of 350, and they were kept to 337 for 7. The bowling, if you look at it, Mohammad Shami definitely continues to be the wicket taker for India, even though he's been giving up runs. 10 overs, 1 minute, 69 runs, and picked up a 5 there. Jasprit Bumrah, absolutely the pick of the bowlers, and what a tremendous spell of bowling from Bumrah, who really kept the kept the ball absolutely on target. 10 overs, 1 minute, 144. The spinners came in for some heavy battering at the hands of the English batsmen today. Chahal bowling is costliest in ODI history, one could say. 10 overs, no made, none for 88. Hardik Pandya, 10 overs, none for 60. And Kuldeep Yadav, 10 overs, 1 for 72. So India were given a target of 338 runs to win from the 50 overs. The start was not good. KL Rahul was an early victim of the bowling of Chris Woakes, who caught and bowled him very well for naught. And then Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli were the ones who were to take these innings forward. Probably there was a plan, because Rohit Sharma played an uncharacteristically slow knock, and especially considering the fact that India could eke out only 27 runs or 28 runs in the power play overs was in itself a sort of a slur, I would say, because they could have probably, even though the English bowling was very good, there's no doubt about it. Jofra Archer was bowling well. Chris Woakes was tremendous, one could say. Liam Plunkett. So one would have thought that India could have done much better in the power play overs than only realizing 28 runs. Rohit Sharma went on to score his third century of the World Cup. 102 of 109 balls with 15 boundaries. He forged a very good partnership, but the only thing that I would talk about Rohit Sharma's knock, uncharacteristically slow by standards. Probably that was instructions from Virat Kohli, the captain at the other end, telling Rohit Sharma to stay at the crease, rather not risk playing any strokes. Virat Kohli went on to make 66 of 76, 7 boundaries in that. And after that, India definitely, probably the plan was that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli had planned probably to, they knew for a fact that they had power hitters coming down the line in the form of Rishabh Pant, Pandya and Dhoni. Well, Pandya definitely looked, we could see the determination in Pandya's eyes, we could see the way he was stroking the ball, that Pandya was definitely there and was meaning business. And he made 45 attractive runs of 33 deliveries, 4 boundaries. Pant got his first game in the World Cup. He made 32 of 29. Liam Plunkett was responsible for picking up the wicket of Kohli, Pant and Pandya, which was a job well done. And then finally, what was very, very shocking was that India probably would have given a fight, even though if you look at the score there, Hardik Pandya departed when the score was 267 in the 45th over, so 44.5 to be precise, and you still had 5 overs still to go. Yes, the task was absolutely onerous, 5 overs for 70, but that man Mahendra Singh Dhoni was at the crease and would have fancied that at least India could have gone down with the fight, and that was the most shocking thing that I thought. Yes, the English bowling was very good, no doubt about it, but I thought this display by India was unwarranted. One does not know what was the, they could have just gone hell for leather with 70 runs required in 5 overs, and Dhoni, he remained not out on 42 of 31, but that was absolutely of no use. One did not know what was happening, because Dhoni was not forcing the pace. Jadhav was just struggling there and just staying there at the crease, and that was the very sad part. Well, 70 runs in 5 overs, the spectators at the stadium, and this being a World Cup, would have expected some fireworks. At least, knowing that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is such a guy who can really bash the bowlers, at least one could have seen that Dhoni and Jadhav had made a big attempt to go at the bowlers, and they were really, one could not see sort of a, it was, I don't know how to say it, and being a World Cup, they could have at least gone, just go for it. They could have gone berserk. They could have just gone and tried to hit the bowlers, and it does not matter even if you lose your timber. But I think it was very difficult to fathom as to what was going on, and very sorry to say, that was not, it was expected. 5 overs, 70 runs, India still had wickets. Look at the wickets column there. India finished at 306 for 5 wickets in the bag. Yes, we know that we had tailenders coming in with Kuldeep Yadav, Shami, but there was no harm in just going for it. At least India could have got a good run rate. If at all tomorrow it comes to the run rate, I'm sure this game would be responsible for that. Absolutely. I only wish that it does not come down to the run rate for India. Well, Chris Wokes 10 overs 2 minutes 258, bowled excellently, especially his first spell was simply on target. Jofra Archer, it was a good exhibition of fast bowling from Jofra Archer. In fact, first he won the initial battle with Virat Kohli. It was a great sight to see a great bowler like Jofra Archer, who every time one looks at him feels that he has been a sort of an experienced campaigner, the way he comes in and bowls. And also his bowling to Virat Kohli, such a great batsman, was good to see. But it was very good to see how Virat Kohli quickly adjusted to it. And not only that, Jofra Archer's bowling, even at the death, was extremely good. I mean, he was bowling the ball stump to stump. He was not giving any liberties for the batsman, which was absolutely good to see. And one has to say that Jofra Archer is someone who really impresses every time he goes into bowl. Liam Plunkett did the wonderful job of capturing the vital wickets at the very crucial stage of the game. 10 overs no made in 55 runs and 3 wickets. Mark Wood, who went for some real tap. His 10 overs got thrashed for 73 runs without a wicket to show besides his name. Adil Rashid 6 overs for 40. Ben Stokes 4 overs none for 34. And that was the way Morgan used the 10 overs of Rashid and Stokes to complete them in between them. And Jonathan Bairstow, definitely the man of the match, as I said. This particular match, what it has done is it has kept England totally alive in this World Cup, which is good to see, being the host of the tournament. And but what it has done is that India has got their first ever defeat in the World Cup, and this defeat to India has pushed the another Asian team like Sri Lanka out of the competition now. And tomorrow, the two teams that clash is mere formality. It's going to be West Indies and Sri Lanka, who are going to be playing tomorrow. But as I said, yes, now South Africa, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka are all out of the competition. So, but it is definitely hotting up, no doubt about it. The game between India and Bangladesh will be crucial. If India win against Bangladesh, India would have secured the semi-final spot. Well, dear fans, subscribers, a pleasure bringing you this cricket happening show for this World Cup 2019. Hope you all enjoyed it, and with more to come, probably on a daily basis, time permitting, or probably on a weekly roundup of cricket with your host Ram. This is your host Ram. Once again, as I said, please do have a look at my newly launched cricket website. Does not have much of fancies, but at least if at all you want to have a look at it, you can always do that at https cricket-status.com, which is my own cricket website, which is probably in its infancy right now, but you can have a look at it. And which my short cricket blogs are always present there. And then I also I'm very active on Twitter as well. So, well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, hoping to catch up with you all tomorrow. We're here, being a Canada Day, being a public holiday here in Canada. I mean, I'm sure I'll be up with you guys for another cricket broadcast. Until then, it's good night from the host Ram Studios. Thank you.